Usually when a company releases a plush, usually it comes in a set, and well, that's mostly true for the Plants vs. Zombies franchise as well. The reason that I say mostly true is that, well, Worldmax actually made some miscellaneous plushes that don't actually fit into any sets, and today we're going to be talking about them. So with that said, welcome to a look at the one-off Worldmax Plants vs. Zombies plushes. The first plush that was never actually released into a set was the Sunflower Coin Purse. Now, one thing that you'll notice about all these one-off plushes that don't actually fit into any sets, they're all extremely rare. And this Sunflower Coin Purse probably is one of the rarest ones because from what I know, there's only been ever 2 sightings of this plush that prove it exists. The more popular sighting is the one at the Hong Kong 2012 Toy Fair, which this plush is seen in, and also there was a listing of it on Russian Alibaba a while back. But besides those 2 instances, this plush is basically undocumented. Now let's talk about the details on the plush itself. The embroidery on the face is pretty nice, and it actually doesn't use the traditional Worldmax sunflower face, which is, I'm pretty sure, the only sunflower plush made by Worldmax that doesn't use its traditional face. The petals on the sunflower are made out of a felt material, and the face is made out of just a normal plush material. And also, this plush comes with a keychain hook on the top of it so you could hang it up on something. And well, this is a coin purse, so it does have a zipper on the back of it which you could put coins in. And that's really all there is to say about this plush. It's a really extremely rare plush that was released by Worldmax, and it's very obscure. There are currently 0 documented owners of this plush, and the last time this plush was seen was on Alibaba, which was a long time ago. So you basically have no chance of finding this plush because it's super rare, but if you do want to look for this plush, I would recommend looking on eBay or Zanyu, but you basically have no chance of finding it. Now let's move on to another one-off sunflower plush, being the Sunflower Phone Holder. Now, usually when people think of Plants vs. Zombies phone holders, they think of the Lynxon set, but this is actually a Worldmax phone holder, which is actually pretty unique for an official licensed company to make one of these. And overall, this plush is actually kind of strange looking. All this plushes is the normal Worldmax normal size sunflower, and they just have an orange thing on the back of it to hold the phone. And in my opinion, I think they could have designed the sunflower phone holder a lot better than this instead of just adding an orange thing on the back of it. They could have actually implemented it somewhere else on the plush. But this plush is actually a bit more common than the last plush we looked at, and actually a few people own it, so you do have a chance of finding this one, but I would recommend looking on eBay or Zanyu for this plush, but it's still extremely rare and only has 3 documented owners of it. Now let's look at the next one-off plush, which actually has 2 sizes of it, being the tall nut. Now, one thing strange about this plush is that it's actually really not that big for a tall nut. It only comes in 2 sizes, being the keychain size and the normal size, and even the normal size is quite small. And just like the Sunflower Coin Purse, this plush has barely any documentation of it. And from what I know, there has been no outside listings of this plush, and all the pictures come from Worldmax themselves or the Hong Kong Toy Fair. So this plush might be even more rare than the Sunflower Coin Purse because there was at least 1 outside listing of the Sunflower Coin Purse, but there's been no listings of this plush. Now for the design itself, the tall nut is really small, which is the one bad part about this plush, but the rest of the plush is fine, I guess. It has a nice shape and has nice embroidery for the eyes and the mouth. And the big size doesn't really change anything, it's just a bigger version of the tall nut, except that it just doesn't have a keychain hook on it. It just has nothing on top of its head like a normal plush would. If you want this plush, you have a very low chance of finding it because, as I said, there's been literally no outside documentation sales of this plush, but I recommend looking on eBay or Zanyu because also you have the highest chance of finding it there. Now let's move on to the first one-off zombie plush, being the Drawsting Zombie Bag. Now this plush is basically the same as the big size Worldmax Green Zombie, except it just has a bag on the back of it. The only other really changes from the big size Worldmax Green Zombie is that the eyes and mouth are a little bit different with the colors, but that's about all they changed about this plush. And overall, I would say that this is actually a pretty unique concept for a plush to be a drawstring bag as well. And just as the others that we looked at, there's only 1 documented owner of this plush, and there's basically no outside listings besides the one that the person bought, so it's extremely rare and hard to find. And the really only good documentation that we have of this plush are from Worldmax himself and from the Hong Kong 2012 Toy Fair. But if you do want this plush, look on eBay or Zanyu, but it is extremely rare and obscure. Now let's move on to the final and the most interesting one-off plush made by Worldmax, being the Rain God Zombie. Now, why is this plush more interesting than the others? Well, it's actually just a prize plush so that you could win it. I'll be telling you how you could win it as well. So basically, for the promotion of the game Plants vs. Zombies All-Stars, you can enter a competition. As you can see on the screen here, this is where you would enter the competition. Also at the competition, there was this huge rain god zombie statue, which looks pretty weird to be honest with you. And at the event, you would see this sign here, which would tell you the directions on how to win the plush. I can't read it though, because it's all in Chinese, but that's how the directions were. And well, if you did some stuff, then you would be randomly drawn and you could potentially win this plush. I'm pretty sure there was also a few other prizes like gift cards, but the main prize was the plush itself, and it's extremely rare to find this plush. And just like all the other Worldmax zombies, this plush is actually really high quality, has a lot of nice details on it. On the face of this plush it has plastic eyes which could be chipped and damaged, so I'd be careful with that if you manage to get this plush. The teeth are also made out of felt, so they could get bent and damaged, and the embroidery on the face is actually really nice and really well detailed on this plush. And the hair on this plush is just made out of a normal plush material. It's one of the only zombies made by Worldmax to actually have hair on it, which is another unique feature about this plush. This plush is wearing a nice black suit, and it has a nice tie on it as well, which is a really nice detail, and has some really nice details on the clothes, which are really small, but you can still notice them, which is a really cool detail from Worldmax to add these little details that you can barely see. The zombie is also holding an orange microphone, so yeah, that's also pretty cool, and a really nice detail to this plush. And the shoes are made out of this silver vinyl material, which the vinyl material could get damaged quite easily, so I'd be careful with that as well. Overall, this is by far the most unique and interesting one-off plush that Worldmax ever made, and it's probably my favorite out of all these one-off plushes. If you want to get this plush now, you have to look on websites like eBay or Zanu, because the only place to find these plushes are if the people that won them would resell them. And from what I can tell, there's only ever been 3 listings of these plushes being sold, so it's quite obscure and rare. So yeah, which plushes of these one-off plushes is your favorite? Mine's definitely the Rain God Zombie, but comment down below what your favorite is, and yeah, have a great day.